Grand Rising Soul Tribe, Tracy here with Sweet Spot magazine. Thank you so very much for the likes, the views, shares, subscribes, the comments, donations, everything. I appreciate it all. Let's ring the bell. Let's clear out this energy and let's just see what the message the Spirit has for us together. Okay? I kind of feel like something starts off where somebody's really excited about it. And then it's almost like something from the past comes back around that kind of sours it, but it brings something back around. Somebody's really excited about something, but something from the past comes in and brings something back around. Okay, so first we'll start off with the Kipper deck, bottom of the deck, distant horizon, something that's happening in the something in the near future is ending. You know, it could have to do with some type of secret. Let's find out. What's the message, Spirit? What's the message? What's the message? Okay. Ooh, starting off with a false person or a couple of false people. Ooh, these people were in some type of entanglement together and now they're having some type of second thoughts. Some false people. We starting off with the shadiggity. Thank you, Spirit. Something about them was not right. They wasn't supposed to be together. They was never going to be together. They couldn't be together. Something about it. But whatever it was a big secret. It was a big secret. What's the message, Spirit? Ooh, maybe around this main female. But whatever it was, something that somebody thought they was having is gonna have. It's that's not happening. I think that's that thing that's coming back around. Almost like you never know when karma's gonna come back around. You never know when karma's gonna strike. You know, I thought I saw a card. Yeah, and somebody's really thinking about something right now. They are really thinking about this main female. You know, maybe they was involved with somebody that they shouldn't have been. You know, could have been somebody's friend, but whatever it was, somebody got a message and they are very concerned about this relationship that they had. Because you know what? They got into it with somebody and now they stuck. They're stuck. They can't talk their way out of it. They cannot talk their way out of it. Boy, I'm telling you, when the past come back around, just when you thought, hey, I'm home free, everything is in the free and clear, then you get that knock, and guess who's knocking at the door? That mature woman. And she might be like, I'm coming to collect on that debt. Yeah. Somebody said, hey, something about their journey. I'm telling you, somebody thought their journey was in the free and clear until they got that message. That's the past that was knocking on the door about this relationship. And it could have been a relationship in having to do with somebody's family or something, but somebody did something that they shouldn't have been doing. But instead of them putting an end to it, they chose not to put an end to it. They chose to work real hard, and now they're real stuck. They real stuck. What's the message? Okay. Telling you, somebody is stuck. Could be this main woman. I mean, this mature woman. You know, this older woman. Like maybe she did something against this main female, and now, and it could have to do with a child. Hmm. So somebody, yeah, somebody could have to do with this main female's child. You know, and somebody expected something, some sudden wealth that they got with somebody else. You know, who knows? What's the message? Somebody they got a message, and like I said, they thought they was in the free and clear. They was like, I got this. Yes, it's ended up exactly how I planned it. Only until Spirit stepped in. It was like, remember this? Do you remember whenever you was trying to steal something from this family, from this house, from this business? You remember this? Because I want to remind you about this. Because see, now you're in despair, but remember when you had them expectations that something was coming your way? Well, you were right to expect that. You was just wrong in what your expectation was. Because something is most definitely coming your way. Not what you expected, but what you deserve. Mm, 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 mm. I'm telling you, somebody expected that they was going to be getting some type of great fortune because they was trying to do something with this child and maybe make it seem like they was somebody that they wasn't. Now the motherfuckers in despair. They was expecting something, they getting it. Just not what they expected though. That's how karma works. When you do good, you gonna get good back, okay? But it's not the way that you expected. Yeah, something about somebody's working hard. They was working hard with this child to help this child on this journey. What's the message? Or this child is now going to be working on their journey. What's the message? Oh, yeah, because something is over. Somebody's thieving ways. That's over. That is over. Somebody knows who the main male is in this courtship, and it wasn't somebody that was this false person. They know. Mm-hmm. What's the message? Okay. And somebody told them, sorry, but I can't act no more. I can't fake the funk no more. You know, it's time for me to work on my own path, for me to find my own way, do my own thing. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And this could be a number of ways. This could be, well, whatever it is, has to do with this family, this secret. Some have to do with this family, this secret, and something about this gift. You know, somebody was trying to steal something. Uh-huh. Thinking that their poverty days was going to be over. Now that I feel like this person is in financial ruin now. I feel like this person is in financial ruin. All because somebody was trying to do something within this community or something. Maybe they was trying to be with more than one person within the community. You know how they was trying to play Romeo. I feel like somebody, because they chose a path that they knew was wrong, and they chose to do it anyway. Yeah. Now somebody who is in the family, and now they're being seen to be high honor. Or this person is actually, I kind of feel like somebody got some information to find out that who they associated with was not the truth, it was a lie. So now they got the message about who they really associate with, who they really belong to. And it's such a high honor to be part of this family. It's like it's a gift, because this person went from, you know, uh, understanding that this was not the true way. They needed to end that. And they just happened to get this message of who they really were. And everything changed. Everything changed, especially this person who was expecting something, to happen. They was expecting to be able to get something. They did. They expected to get something for nothing. But they're getting something. And it's because they was trying to act like they was about nothing. Hello, Marie. Hey, Adrian. Bottom of the deck. Intuition. Someone's intuition. Yeah, this person's intuition. They're following it. They are understanding, or they're being able to finally see the obstacles and the challenges and navigate them successfully. Instead of this person fighting, they're no longer fighting. They are now accepting. They understand now that it's up to them, for them to choose wisely about who they are really meant to be with, be around, associate with, be a part of, be in a group with, associate, whatever. What's the message, Spirit? Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Somebody understands now that it's about their movement, their choices, and their decisions. And what they need to really do is rely on their spiritual strength instead of relying on the lying words of someone else. Because God's not going to lie to you ever, but man will. It's like it's everything is coming full circle. Everything is coming full circle, and everything is starting over. Someone's having to deal with some things from the past, but now they are much wiser. Now all of a sudden they can see, almost as if, sometimes you have a conversation with someone that you really don't know that well, but that person says something that clicks. Whereas you could have had a conversation with someone that you know very well over and over and over, and nothing rings a bell. It's almost like something just clicked. Yeah, something just kind of clicked for someone. Now they can see it. Now they understand it. What's the message? Whereas before, I feel like this person was afraid to see whatever they needed to see out of fear. But now they can't hide it. Once you know it, once you know the truth, you cannot accept the lie. Once you know the truth, you cannot accept the lie. And someone now understands what someone else may have been trying to tell them all along. That, something about having hope for themselves, their foundation. And sometimes you have to move on from what's needed, from what's not needed so that you can get what's needed. Maybe someone is now understanding the messages someone that they knew well was trying to tell them. Whereas someone else comes in and they don't know them well and they say it and they get it. Yeah. Now somebody is having this mental conflict by how long it took for them to get it. When it was being said and shown over and over again. Now someone is now they're having that mental conflict of, trying to do some more mental gymnastics to try and justify why they allow themselves to choose not to see what they should have seen, what they actually saw, what they knew is the truth. Like I said, once you know the truth, you don't accept the lie no more. And it has to do with this person. They're really having this mental conflict now about how maybe this person had told them over and over and over. But they chose not to see it. Ooh. Okay, I'm going to let them two fall. Go ahead. Mm-hmm. Their third eye is now open. It's now activated. It's almost like I said, this whole awareness that they're going through. And they see that your third eye is activated, has been activated. And you're the one who's been seeing what they've been going through or trying to guide them, because like you've been seeing it and telling them about it. Now this person understands how much power you actually have. And it's not where they thought it was. They thought it was going to be in your muscles. It was in your spiritual strength. It was in that wisdom that you provided. It was helping them to be able to see and letting them know that once you see the truth, you cannot unsee the truth. How much power. Yeah. It's almost like this person is now experiencing some financial and material changes that they did not anticipate. They didn't think that it was going to happen to them. They felt like they was going to be over it, above it all. It's almost like whenever you was going through yours, they looked down at you like, that's what you deserve, scum. But now they are the ones that are experiencing that scummy feeling, because now they're going through the obstacles and the challenges, the financial and material changes brought about by themselves. And you're still standing in your power. You're still benefiting from the material and the spiritual prosperity that you brought on yourself. And you've chosen to leave all the bullshit behind and to let it all go. When you chose to let it go, you chose to give it to God. And that's when everything started working out in your favor. Once again, someone is experiencing a new beginning. Hey, Shaylin, how are you? Those people or whoever in the whole situation, they're all experiencing new beginnings. One is on their way up, and one, rightfully so, is taking their throne on the way down. Because you don't sit there and do no bullshit to nobody. I don't care how many years, how many days, how many weeks, how many months, how many decades have gone by. It's going to come to pass. Everybody gets a turn. This just happens to be your turn. And this is someone else's turn. Hey, J. Mike, how are you? Jalen, how are you? Yep. Someone is thinking about everything that they put into the mix. How many times they just couldn't help themselves. How many times they was trying to get somebody else caught up off their game. All the tricks that they played. All the games that they played. All the times they didn't give a damn about how they was hurting somebody else just so they could get their jollies. See, it's fun when you're doing it. It's just not fun when the shit is coming back. Stay safe in that sun, J, man. But see, you were just using your intuition. You were being very patient. And you were just planning your next move and what you needed to do for you. And you knew that, you know what? There's going to come a time, there's going to come a day when all is going to come out in the open. So you had nothing to do except to wait patiently. And that's exactly what you did. Using your intuition, because you knew shit wasn't as rosy as somebody was thinking it was. They was thinking, they had you fooled into thinking everything was rosy. You knew what. It was just a matter of time. It just happens to be that time. What else, Spirit? Yeah, oh, trust me, we get plenty of vitamin D where I'm at. It was like 107 yesterday. So there's so much vitamin D. Yeah. Somebody, this is you with that triumphant success. You're the one who's receiving the fulfillment of your wishes because you did exactly what you were supposed to do. You didn't give up. You didn't go off. You didn't lose patience. Sometimes, yes. Sometimes, yes, it was hard to cope because it was a lot. But you persevered. Confirmation. You showed what power truly is. And now you were going to be the one that's celebrating. Anything else from this deck, Spirit? Anything else from this deck? Okay. It's time for you to speak. Say something. It's time for you to open up your mouth and let your thoughts, your feelings, your opinions, something to be known, because now this is the best time, because this is a positive movement forward for you. Almost like speaking your piece. Not just speaking your piece, but standing your ground. I'm telling you that you're going to be able to experience some celebration because destiny. Everything that went around is coming right back around. That could be a good thing, or that could be a little scary, just depending on what side you was on. Mm-mm. Bottom of the deck. Ace of Pentacles. Something brand new is happening. Something you're gonna get something that's tangible that you can hold. Hey, Red Violet. Maybe somebody is planning something, some type of journey or something. Maybe somebody's planning to come see you at your house or wanting to give you something to help you. But whatever it is, everything is clear about how much you've had to endure. Everything that you endured, as you assumed, this could be someone who's somebody's mother or something like that. This is somebody who went through heartbreak, but guess what? It's all coming back around. Everything that went around is coming back around. Somebody's traveling. They may be coming to see you, but your ships are coming in. What you say, Isaiah 13, J. Mike? Thank you, Spirit. This is somebody that didn't choose you before, and now like they want to come and make some type of apology or something. Yeah, this is somebody that didn't choose you, but now things are coming right back around. Because now they see who you are, the Empress. This could have been somebody that didn't choose you, but you ended up having a child with them. This is somebody that, maybe is now worrying about maybe a lack of communication. And that was for a long time, several moons. Now somebody wants to work on something. It's like they want to start over. They want to provide something to you. They want something to work out. And I think they want to really talk about this, maybe really how they really felt on the inside, or what was really happening, or what they chose not to really talk about. But I feel like now they want to kind of have some type of communication. They're not sure how you feel, but maybe they want to kind of start over or something, or they want to talk about, what was going on back then. Who knows? What's the message? Thank you. Somebody wants a gift. They want to give you a gift. Starting over. Starting fresh. Starting new. And they want to work hard on it. And they're worrying, can they do this? Is this something that they can do? Or is somebody going to say something and you think the worst of them and then, leave them out in the cold or what? Or maybe somebody else is going to try and say something, but, something about, the way that you handle the situation and defend yourself, it shocks the shit out of everybody. It's like you're choosing exactly what to say or choosing exactly to say nothing. This could be somebody that was holding back from a whole family situation, keeping something to themselves. Like they knew what was going on, but they chose not to say it. They chose not to talk about it. Because maybe they felt like somebody was just kind of like out there, seeing several people, getting around, saying, well, they probably don't know, but no, they know. They know. What's the message? And that could have been somebody who was trying to make an excuse to themselves. But once again, they see your strength. No matter what, they see your strength. They see your independence. That's what they notice about you. Almost like, you have the ability, like I said, to know either the exact words to say, and not one of those people that run on and on and on and on and on and on and on, and it take them, an hour and a half just to make their little one point, or you know exactly what not to say or when to say nothing. I did see the 7 of Cups, but it didn't come all the way out. It just... Okay, so the 7 of Pentacles. Somebody's thinking about building, or looking at their finances, thinking, what do they have, how things would work out. And I kind of feel like, they're kind of shocked that you're able to take care of yourself, or you're able to do it yourself. You was able to after this shock, you took the reins and went ahead and did it. And you did it yourself. Took care of yourself. Where somebody else had a lot more. What's the message, Spirit? I feel like they're kind of thinking about, how it's almost like balance of, not so much the balance of power, but the balance of responsibility. Yeah. And I think it's now somebody's understanding that, what, you possibly didn't have enough to really to do it. And maybe, you had to rely on friends and family members and, the community to help out. But I kind of feel like somebody, they're planning something. They're planning something for some sort of stability, and it's going to come as a shock. It's going to come as a shock. And it's almost like, what? Karma is real, and people think about that shit. Because you could have been cool, and back in the day you had that little niggling feeling like, well, wait a minute, maybe I did, maybe I did, but you chose to ignore it, and finding out that there's somebody else, you chose to hold back and not say nothing, but now you're finding that somebody had to do it by themselves. Now you're kind of like, I kind of need to kind of get right. If not, and I know the truth now, I gotta get right. I gotta do what's right. I gotta do what I feel like is right. This emperor feels like they gotta go ahead and do whatever they need to do to level it up. Because if not, they shit is gonna be all fucked up. Because they got the communication. They know what's up. They got the communication. They know what's up. Can't make that up. They know what's up. She done spoke. And she ain't no liar. She got her sword of truth, and it was double certified, triple certified. Ain't no more standing back. Ain't no more guessing games. Ain't no more, well, maybe it is and maybe it ain't. It is. Okay? It ain't just one check mark, Red Violet. It's about 7, 8 damn check marks down the line. Only thing they can do is ask the judge, how much did you say I need to write this check out for? That's it. Nothing else. But whatever the situation is, we saw that judgment card. How much did you, excuse me, Your Honor, how much you say I need to make this out for? Okay, thank you. Here you go. Here's your check. Thank you. Because the truth is out. And somebody been set free. Hello? Somebody been set free because somebody else know, hey, they took a gamble. They did it. It was one of them things. With the Knight of Wands and the King of Wands, he was, Wheel of Fortune. That was back in the day. Who didn't have it going on back in the day? Who didn't have it going on? I know I did. I know I had it going on back in the day. But this is 2025 and I'm almost 60, so I only got it going. Anyway, now somebody is upset because somebody chose not to communicate for a long time, and they chose not to do what they needed to do, and now they understand, and hey, this overwhelming, this burden feeling, that's of their own making. Somebody chose not to use their intuition. They chose not to use their intuition, and now they're upset about it. It's almost like the balance of life has been set off for this person. Something about their plans, confirmation. I feel like I'm hearing all my best laid plans, Can we say as a collective group, up in smoke? Can't make this up in smoke, but it came like this. Damn, dude. See, this the motherfucker was going around town talking to people, telling people, yeah, see this, that, and the other, your scummy ass, and this and that. That's why you can't do. Did nobody ask you? I know you ain't talking to me. See, hold up. No, I'm righteous. I'm above, and this and that. Now, all of a sudden, when this shit don't come out, well, we all human. Everybody make a mistake every now and then. I was young. I ain't know no better. I wasn't really sure. You know how. But when they was young and they was, but whenever they started to get a little bit better, a little bit, more money, a little bit power, they started thinking, well, I ain't heard nothing. Instead of them trying to take the bull by the horn and going out finding for themselves, they said, you know what? I ain't heard nothing, so I'm good. Well, guess what? Somebody heard something, so now somebody ain't good no more. Confirmation. Ooh, I know y'all wish I could sing, or is it just me? Oh, right. Red violet, exactly. Yep. Somebody's getting some communication. Somebody's sending a message, something. And I'm telling you, it's going to be something that makes somebody happy. Somebody's going to finally get their wish fulfillment. Seriously, you're going to be with the 9 of Cups and the Star. You're going to be a happy, 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 happy. All right, Red Violet, enjoy your day today. Because somebody knows that this is they almost feel like they have no choice. Somebody almost feels like they have no choice. This person feels like they are definitely being spiritually led. Definitely being spiritually led to make this move, to do this thing, to handle this. Like one of those I can't sleep at night types of things. Yeah, somebody can't sleep at night. They can't rest. They know that what somebody did was the unthinkable, was the undoable. And they did it against this person. They crossed this person. The truth speaker, the truth teller. And this person was like, yeah, welcoming. Come, but tell the truth, motherfucker. See, this person, they just came in, they rushed and did something, but didn't even tell somebody that that's as far as it was going to go. That's as far as it could go, because this person had secrets that they wasn't willing to share, and they couldn't do nothing else. They was trapped in the whole situation. And see, this is what's part on this person's mind. The fact that they were sitting there, they thought that they was home free, only to have this come back around. Ooh. What's the message? Someone is planning a trip, planning something with you, for you. Because right now, this person feels really overburdened. They feel stuck. They feel trapped. They feel, like they have just done the absolute worst. Whereas they should have been given to you. They should have been adding. They should have been doing their part, but they chose. It's almost like they chose to do nothing. And they chose to look away. It don't mean anything until it affects me. Well, it's affecting them. That means something. Ooh. That is. Yeah. some fast communication about something that's changed. So somebody they've been doing some not spying, but they've been checking you out. Maybe looking at you online and seeing everything. Checking to see how you are and everything, and they see that you're totally different. Totally different. Your life is nothing like they thought. They see that, you are, committed to spirit. They see that you are, different than what they had envisioned or thought. It's like this person is going from remembering you from whenever they was just a lad to now wanting to make a new start. Because first they was just doing this for, they was interested. But now it's like it's a different thing. And they see you. You're not afraid to be by yourself. In fact, you may be the one that just said, okay, well, no problem. I'll go on by myself, do my own thing. Yeah. And that's exactly what needed to happen, so that this person could understand that, hey, you're not going to sit there and just like someone, I guess, maybe thought that you was going to approach them like everybody else did. Chase them down, try and get their attention, try and do this, try and do that. I don't think you like that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You're using your intuition. You're allowing spirit to guide you. You're nothing like that. Someone is finding that it's time for them to change their own point of view. The way they thought that you were, you're not. You never were. Anything else? Yep. Someone's thinking about, that move that they made way back then. That's what got them stuck. That's what got them in this position that they are in. Like I said, this is the same type of person. And you, single, independent, self-sufficient. You had no choice. What's the message? Thank you. Oh. Even though, you didn't have a lot. You didn't have a lot, but you did it. You did not have a lot, but you did it. You had to juggle. You had to rob Paul and pay Peter. You even had to do some things that you're not really proud of at the time, but you're past that now. You've grown past that. That could end now. Now, yeah, I mean, everything is nice. Everything is rosy for you. Not just that, but you're aware of, other people. You've already gone through that dark night of the soul. You've dealt with that devilish side, but you're also aware of other people's dark nights of the souls and the journey that they may be on. So that's maybe why it's easy for you to back off. If you can recognize somebody else is on their own journey instead of you internalizing the journey that they are on. Mm-hmm. I feel like this person is ready to not just communicate, but communicate honestly with you. This is the same person from a long time ago, right here. They want to communicate honestly with you. Now they want to bring some balance into this entire situation. Like they want to heal this entire situation Because, like I said, it's not until they went through their own dark night of the soul that they thought that you were the way that they thought that you were, only to find out that you're not. You never were. Hey, Shadia. What's the message? Only to find out you never were. Now somebody feels like a fool. They really do. Because now it's like their heart is the one that's broke. That's why they want to come to you. They want to, put something to end. They want to, they feel like they're being spiritually guided to do this. Okay, Shady, yeah. Yeah, somebody they feel like they have to start over because they feel like this is just a lot for them to bear. They really do need to start over, and this person has really been praying too. Praying on how to make this right. Because they feel trapped. They feel stuck. They feel like, you know what? Like you was the one who had all the responsibility, took all the brunt, did this, did that, took all the beating, took all this, took all that. You took all the blame. You can't make this up. They're feeling bad because they know that you was the one that took all the responsibility, all the blame, all this, all that. And they were allowed just to go on and do whatever they was going to do. Maybe they had a family with somebody else or something like that, and was never sitting here. They knew in the back, but that was that you was their secret. You was their secret, but see, they didn't realize that here you are doing whatever you needed to do, even though you was that. And the Queen of Swords is like that divorced person or but whatever it was, you was protecting yourself. But you never forgot. You never forgot. And then on top of that, you understood that this person, how this person looked at you. Maybe was not in a positive light. That's how they looked at you, like you was just somebody to unload, and then they was gonna go on about their business. And that's what they're dealing with. That's what they're dealing with. Something about the truth about you, and I kind of feel like this person understands now, oh wait, over here, how smug they were. And they understand that. They're accepting that they was really smug. That they put themselves above whatever else. And that's coming back out. Someone is letting them know in no uncertain terms. And like I said, and it may not even be anything that's being spoken. It may just be by someone's actions. They're letting someone know that you're a bit smug. I'm good on that. Because, see, it don't make a difference what you got, where you work, what you drive, who you think you are, how you look. None of that matters. Because if you're smug on the inside, everybody's good. Nobody wants that. Like, who the fuck wants that shit? Everybody's already been through enough. Yeah. So you see the truth about what's going on. You see the truth. Them secrets staying secrets. It is what it is. And that may be what they're afraid of. Because you remember. You remember. You didn't forget anything. It is what it is. Confirmation. Anything else, Spirit? Anything else? I think this page of wands just fell down, did it? Yeah. I feel like this person, they feel like, how you just kind of like, you might be older, but you feel insecure, immature. Confirmation. Somebody is older, but they feel immature, insecure. It's like now they want to leave the fighting behind, the conflict, the them looking at you like you're less than or something, and like they kind of want to go towards you now. They want to offer you that cup of love. Now they want to give you that respect that you always deserve, but they felt like they didn't need to give to you in the beginning. Because now things is coming back around on them. And they're realizing that they was smug. Yuck. And maybe they weren't as awesome as they thought that they were. That's even worse. You're smug and you're not awesome. Two of Swords. Somebody's decision. Somebody's thinking about this decision that they made to create whatever that something, and they thought it was going to be a secret, their secret only. Now it's not a secret because something's been found out. Somebody thought that, they had did something and they put it to rest and they was going to go on with the rest of their life and it's going to be solid and everything else. Well, yeah, like I said, until what you did, just thinking about you came back. This is the Queen of Pentacles. This could have been created some type of child or something like that. How the two of y'all got together and look what happened. And now somebody sees that, the six of cups, six of wands. Somebody is definitely the one. What's the message? I kind of feel like like I said, somebody did something. Reflect. They did something a long time ago, and it's just coming back out. Princess of Wands and the Seven of Cups. That was back then, but they wasn't thinking about what they was doing. They was just doing it, thinking it was not going to come back out, only for it to come back out. They were stuck, and then they couldn't talk about it. They couldn't say nothing, because I feel like at that time, if they said something, all hell would have broke loose. Something fell on the floor. Yeah, because somebody had a little surprise, a little love surprise. Hold on. Oh, and you know what? Oh, this is something. Somebody thought that somebody was going to get rid of it, but they didn't. Somebody could have been, this young guy got with this young girl, things happened. They thought the girl was going to get rid of it. She didn't. He went on with the rest of his life. Only to find out she didn't. Yeah. Wish fulfillment. Mm-hmm. But that's good news for somebody. And maybe this King of Cups is traveling or something. And maybe this turns out to be, a blessing in disguise. One of those types of things. Anything else, Spirit? Somebody's working on something. They have everything that they need to work on it. Yeah, but I feel like it's a secret. But it's something it's something that they've wanted to do for a while, though. And they're working on it. But the more they work on it, the more I feel like confident they become. Or maybe I just kind of feel like they're working on something. Yeah. And the more they work on it, the more confident they become. But right now, someone is not aware of it. Somebody else is not aware of something. They don't see it for whatever it is. It's like this person is trying to make a whole, different impression or wants to I don't know why I'm hearing I'm coming out like that song by Diana Ross. Like somebody wants to make a new entrance. Let me reintroduce myself. One of those types of things. Mm-hmm. Because this person feels like they are being spiritually led. Like spirit is telling them it's time for you to do something. You got to strike out. You got to do something different. It's time. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Almost like that song, God is trying to tell you something. Can't sleep at night, and you wonder why. Maybe God is trying to tell you something. Four of Cups and the Ace of Swords came in sideways. Yeah. Somebody knew the truth all along, but they didn't want to accept it. They knew that there was something else out there, but they was just concentrating on this. And they knew the truth, but they didn't want to accept it. Now this person is I kind of feel like working overtime to make it some type of effort, but there's something about the communication or something about the communication, that's going on, and I feel like that's where it comes in, where this person feels like they have to reintroduce themselves. Because now they understand that, hey, almost like, whenever you meet somebody and they have on some really holy shoes and they look like they got dirt on themselves, you not knowing that this person was just coming out of working in their garden and it looked a little dirty and disheveled, and they working out in the hot sun and they, poured some more dirt and added some cow steer manure and this, that, and the other, worm castings and whatever, and they picking weeds and this, that, and the other. And they was doing other stuff in the yard, and you meet them and you're like, and so you're thinking, this person is so nasty. Yeah, nice to meet you. Yeah. And so you kind of treat them a certain way, only to find out that, wait, this person owns that big ass house up there. And I was acting like this, thinking that this person would live in a cardboard box. See, someone is having one of those types of realizations, like, The person that you expected to be down here is really up there. Someone and they're worried about that. They're worried about that. And you know, and they know you know. But, and it's like for such a long time, you carried the load. You walked away. You did your own thing. You said you chose not to say anything. And nobody knew. And now you received God's protection. And now you're receiving justice. Mm-hmm. Yep. Somebody they knew, you know. Your intuition tells you, but somebody they chose not to listen to their intuition, but their intuition had told them. It was like, nah, I have my life planned out. My shit is already planned. I'm sorry, I can't do no extra. God said, oh, okay. Okay. Well, I tried to let you know, that's the right thing to do. But if you want to ignore that now, I completely get that. Do what you got to do. We'll revisit this conversation later. Somebody was like, cool. They did it. They was doing it. They was living La Viva Loca, doing the wild thing, whatever they was doing. Then one day they said, hold up, something seemed wrong. Something don't seem right. I said, I told you we was getting ready to revisit this whole conversation. Now, I'm going to show you better than I can tell you. Because I tried to tell you way back then for you to find out on your own, but you want to ignore shit. But I'm going to show you. Watch me work. Something about you and your shaman energy. Strong shaman energy. See, this is what that person didn't expect about you. Not just that, but you were very honest. They didn't expect that about you. They thought this about you. Blind, deaf, and dumb. Like you didn't see nothing, you didn't know nothing, you couldn't suspect nothing. It was just all, But now, there's something better coming. There's some divine confirmation. There's some divine sprinkles in the air. And this could be for an air sign, a Gemini, a Libra, or an Aquarius. And this is Gemini season. Something happened maybe last weekend. What's the message, Spirit? Something about your book of secrets or somebody's book of secrets. And I feel like this is what they didn't know, your book of secrets. This could have to do with the water sign too. Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio. And maybe this person has a funny sense of humor, this water sign. Or something about this whole situation ends up being funny. And maybe it's not ha-ha funny right now, but it'll be ha-ha funny in a few years. Or maybe now's this time it's like, isn't it funny? Ain't that funny? Mm-hmm. Yep. Ain't that funny? Somebody who thought that you was blind, deaf, and dumb. Now they want you to be with them. They want to say, pack your bags, let's go. They want to get married to you. But before they knew who you was, before they knew what your energy was like, before they knew that you had power, air sign, they didn't know that you was a high priestess. They know now. Now they know. You left the madhouse. That's what set you apart. That and your mood never changed. You was like, okay. All right, no problem. Oh, okay, well, you know what you know, but you want to do this and do that. And all right, well, enjoy yourself. You take care. All right. And you did one of the cast for the ghost things. Disappeared. Something about your grandma. And maybe your grandmother was there always protecting you. Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, somebody got some concern due to a message. Now they understand that you are in a prestigious class, but they didn't see that. They didn't realize the blessing over your life. All they saw was them, what they wanted to do. They thought they was blessed. But now they see that you're one of God's favorites. And they're concerned. They're very concerned. This could have been an undercover backstabbing brother. Because they wanted what they wanted, and that's all they wanted. They wasn't concerned about you after that. Did they call you? Did they text you? Did they reach out? Did they try and find you? Mm-mm. But now that it's coming back around, karma can show them better than I could tell. Now they understand that you was really good company. But they thought that you was like a puppet on a string. Not even close. But they do see that you are now on the good side of karma. That you're receiving dharma. Those positive things. How you're blessed from the Most High because of the good that you've chosen to do. Remember, you write your own book of life. So make it a good book. Make it something that somebody wants to read for all the right reasons and not all the wrong reasons. Make it so that somebody doesn't say, oh my gosh, she was a horrible person. Make it so that somebody says, I wish I had the opportunity to meet them. Somebody tried to get you fired, but you had a divine bodyguard around you, so it didn't work. Anything else? Yeah. Now somebody's thinking about how you were left to the wolves. You had to survive on your own. You had to learn how to howl like the wolves. But then the miracle happened. And you learned to lead the pack. Because you're blessed. Because you're spiritually protected. It's because you receive favor from God. Something is going to happen on Tuesday. And remember, whatever happens, you have been separated. God had to separate you from the madness. You were not alone. You're protected. Your separation is your protection. And you'll know that because somebody has a handshake like a wet noodle. Like, ooh. I'm telling you, something happened last weekend. Something that could have been at your grandmother's house, but whatever it was, somebody got super triggered. And maybe they didn't say anything because they didn't want everybody to know that they were super triggered, but this ninja was super triggered. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It could have been because now they see that you are in a prestigious class. That you was like, oh, you ain't got time for me? How about this? I'll give you this until you got time. 2 of these and 1 of these. 2 of these and 1 of these. Never try to mock me, motherfucker. Never try to mock me or my ass, motherfucker. See, somebody didn't realize how much inner strength that you actually have. Now they realize your royalty. Now they see your soul strength. Because now they know that, yes, you can. And whenever you say shit, you say this shit with your full chest and from your heart, especially if you feel the need to tell them to kiss your ass. You're stable. And they didn't help because they were the ones that did it to you. But now they are understanding what you put out, you get back. This is somebody who consider themselves a third wheel enemy to you. What you put out, you get back. Anything else? Yeah. Sometimes you have to let somebody know that don't make me have to show you how ruthless I can be. I mean, you can think it's a game if you want to, but your secret's out. Maybe somebody has nothing to offer emotionally because they feel isolated. But even if they feel isolated, it's up to that person to learn to communicate, to talk. It's not up to somebody to read minds. This could have to do with somebody's father or having to do with the father. Something about a new moon. You just have a new moon. And their purpose in your life is over. Something about someone having to return to the first house of self. Like starting from the ground up. See, they got a reading on you and the reader was wrong. And now they're finding out that whatever time they thought they had, the time is up. It's up. It's over. Bonito. Yes. This is you, so spiritually blessed. And the reason is because you was not afraid to stand in your convictions. You knew what time it was. Wasn't nobody crazy. And if they was, it wasn't you. Shit. All right, y'all. That is it for this morning. Thank you so very much for hanging out with me. And luckily, it is 9:34 a.m., so there's plenty of time for me to deal with my sleeping baby canine child for the day and then come back and do another live. Thank you so much. Oh, and I'm going to get something to eat too. I love y'all. Thanks for hanging out with me. All right. See you soon.